Well, it's the fall school holiday here in France, and for many kids, it's a time to forget about classes and homework and just kick back and relax. But for many kids today, relaxing means playing around with their phones. We're going to take a closer look at what parents can do to try and keep that phone use in check today with our digital parenting expert, Elizabeth Milovidov, who joins me now live from London. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi there, Jeannie. How are you?
How are you? So many parents we know often tear their hair out over their kids' use of social media, particularly things like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. So first of all, I want you to kind of break it down a bit for us. Let's go through them one by one and give us some tips on how to stay on top of each of these. Let's start with Instagram.
Sure. So with Instagram, I think I want parents to also just realize, you can do this. So be calm. So with Instagram, I want you to think about privacy. I want you to think about controlling those interactions and also the type of content that your children are putting out there that your teens are also seeing. So, again, take a step back. And the only way that you're going to be able to find these things out is if you are actually talking to your teens and asking them about their activities online. So first you said Instagram. What's next?
So first, but just a quick question about that. So the
Yeah.
privacy settings, are they difficult to figure out on Instagram? I mean, how do you go about that if you're a bit of a newbie?
Oh, I love this question. Thank you, Jeannie. So if you are having any sort of difficulty, then please go onto your website, go onto Instagram and look for the parenting center. So any of the family centers for Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, they will walk you through the steps for you to understand how to do privacy settings, how to do parental controls. It's all there. And they usually do screenshots, so page by page to guide you through, but you have to ask.
I think that's exactly it. I think a lot of people are so overwhelmed or scared by something they don't know that they don't want to ask. But good to know that Instagram makes it easy. Okay, that's for that. This is the big one in my house. How about TikTok?
Right. So TikTok for sure, it is a big one. And I will say that with the algorithm, with the challenges, I mean, there's all sorts of things that our kids can be seeing that we don't want them to see. So the three really important things here is thinking about family pairing. So that is something that TikTok has put together for parents to be able to pair the accounts to guide their teens as they use this. Also, privacy. You're never going to get away from this. Privacy is always the most important thing. We're going to go into those privacy settings. We are going to make sure that the For You page, that's what your child is able to see, that it's really just friends that they're following. And then lastly, that content creation. What is your child creating? What are they putting out there? Because TikTok is that place for singing and dancing, and also they can earn some money there too. So we really want to guide them into your expectations of what the type of content looks like that they should be putting out, as well as what they are seeing.
So just a quick question on that family pairing mode. So that's the way that the parent from their own phone can keep an eye on what the child is doing on their phone with TikTok?
Exactly. And so again, this was something that TikTok, they listened to parents saying, hey, we're not quite understanding what our children are doing. They provided these measures, again, as most of the social media platforms do have measures and centers and guides to help parents, but you have to get in there. Family pairing is not simple, but it is doable.
Okay, I'm gonna next time we talk, Elizabeth, I'll tell you how I did on that one. I'm gonna do that as soon as I get home. Okay, another one that a lot of parents, of course, talk about. I think it seems to hit maybe older kids is Snapchat.
Right. So Snapchat, right. The three things that we're talking about here is who can contact you. Snap maps. Oh my goodness. So a snap map is a way that with geolocalization that your children can be seen, so we can see where they are. And then the last one is probably snap streaks. And so this is where your children are taking snaps or they're continuing their stories, and they are, trying to have a streak, which can lead to a bit of excessive use. So you want to talk to them about that, especially when you're on vacation, because they might want to keep those streaks going. And if you take the phone away, they're going to say, oh, mom, oh, dad, what have you done to me?
Okay, let's talk about talking. Like, are there any words, specific things parents should say? A good way to start these conversations with their kids?
Oh, my goodness, for sure. I think that anytime that we are looking at conversation starters, we're looking at, how does this content make you feel? If you're seeing anything upsetting, I believe you're looking at a few right now that are on the screen for parents. But the basic idea is to get in there and find out what their online lives are about. But you're not doing this in any sort of authoritative, I'm here to tell you everything way. You're curious and you want to share with them. You want to be a role model. You want to let them know about your values and your expectations.
Yeah, I agree. I think curiosity, at least in my household, can go a long way. Just before you go, Elizabeth, give us some concrete examples of things that have perhaps worked for you or other people you know.
Yeah, so the biggest one that I have just discovered with parents, in my digital parenting community sharing with me is this idea of, do you need a hug, an ear, or advice? And so what this means is that you just ask your teen, what do they need from you? Instead of us diving in there trying to give them advice or tell them to get off, ask them, because sometimes they just want us to listen. Sometimes they just want a hug, and sometimes they do want our advice. Another tip that I've had from years ago was this idea, don't go into lecture mode. Do not sit there and speak to your child for an hour and give them a 60-minute lecture. I just heard Elizabeth speaking about this. No. Go in 1 minute a day for 60 days. Be consistent. How was your day online? How are you doing online? Hug, ear, support. How can I help you?
All right, that's fantastic. Very concrete advice from you, Elizabeth Malavi-Doug, our digital parenting expert. Thank you so much. And don't forget, if you want to get more information, there's a lot of great stuff on the digital parenting community on Facebook. Be sure to check it out.